What's up guys, it's Flash, back with some more charts in another video. Today, I have 5 charts lined up for you guys. These are the 5 charts that I think define the bull case for uranium and uranium stocks and a whole boatload of money that could potentially be flowing into the sector. Combine that with, I think, the destruction of purchasing power as exemplified by gold. And so this is chart number 1. This is XAU USD gold spot. Ever since we came off the gold standard in 1971, this thing has ripped to the upside, consolidation, ripped again to the upside, consolidation, and man, it just looks like we're going to continue ripping to the upside in some sort of 45-degree angle over the course of the next 5, 10, 15 plus years, right? Of course, we could also drift a little bit sideways and then go up later, but man, this just looks incredible when you actually think about this. This is, again, gold on the 3 monthly time frame. So this is the quarterly time frame, okay? This is the value of the US dollar, I think, eroding over time. Now, I'm not going to talk about fundamentals in this particular video. I'm just looking at charts. So you can think about or talk about or explore a vast variety of reasons why the value of the US dollar is going down over time, as evidenced by gold, honestly, on the big picture time frame. So this is chart number 1. This is the fundamental piece of this whole puzzle. Chart number 2, we're going to look at XAU USD. We're going to go look at gold in the SPX, measured in the S&P 500. So this is when this is going up, that means gold is outperforming the S&P. When it's going down, that means the S&P is outperforming gold. And so again, on the quarterly time frame, we have a massive, this arc is pretty good in terms of the touch points that we see on it, all around this left-hand side into the bottom here. And we're going to see if this arc is legit or not. But there's also some channels in here that I've outlined, and it's just kind of this expanding wedge, broadening wedge, more volatility over time. So, I'm not sure if gold is going to outperform the S&P past 1.5, through 2032. Like, we could just ride up here and that could be it. If we ride all the way up, that would be wild, honestly. Or we could break down and then the S&P would ultimately take over for the foreseeable future. So kind of watching this, we have kind of some sort of Wyckoff accumulation down here on the bottom right side of this huge arc. Again, this is a big chart. But wow, what a fun thing to study on the macro time frame. Okay, so this is chart number 2. Is gold going to outperform the S&P 500? And is gold going to attract the capital required to fuel these other inflation-driven investments such as uranium, oil and gas, energy, commodities, etc., etc. Chart number 2, gold S&P. Chart number 3 is the uranium metal measured in gold. And what we see here, again, on the 3 monthly time frame, this takes a long time to play out. Don't have a ton of data here. We're not going back to 1971, but right now we have a rounded bottoming basing formation, right? And so it looks like we broke out of the main base, this main structure. You can argue that we could still be basing out, but we broke out of this horizontal. Looks like we're doing a bit of retesting. It looks like uranium, the metal itself, the price of the metal could be starting to outperform gold. I mean, it has been since 2021, January. So again, chart number 1 is gold. Huge effing, huge chart going up and to the right. Is it going to outperform the S&P 500? And now we have the metal itself potentially outperforming that. That's a huge point. Is uranium going to outperform gold? And then chart number 4, URA, the basket of uranium equities measured in the physical trust, U.UN. It's a representation of the metal itself. If I were to do URA divided by UX1 exclamation point, it would be the same exact looking chart. And what is this? This is some sort of, could be potentially a Wyckoff accumulation. You can kind of go through these labels and see where exactly we're at. Looks like we might be at spring and pre-test here. But again, this is set up for URA to outperform the physical trust, the physical metal, which is outperforming gold, which could be outperforming the S&P 500, which is in a huge uptrend, gold is. So this is chart number 4. URA could be set to vastly outperform the metal, which could also be vastly outperforming gold. Lastly, we have our good old CCJ. And look at the bottom here, CCJ measured in URA. If I right click, the benchmark is URA. So you have uranium equities, URA potentially breaking out against the metal. And then look at the leader, one of the main leaders of the pack, which is outperforming URA. And if we think about this, again, on the big picture monthly time frame, this channel is so clean, these channels are so clean, we could be busting out of this big channel right here, I think. I mean, we would have to, right? It would have to. And so that could be me as a moon boy talking, but like we can look at the ratios of CCJ measured in gold. And if gold is priced in 10,000, what would CCJ be at? And we can, we'll do that live here. So this is CCJ measured in gold. If we revisit, if it's 2032 and we revisit 0.0775 of gold and say gold is $10,000 times 0.0775, you get 775, and that was dumb math, I should have been able to do that. You get $775 on CCJ, and that is 2032, say for example up there. So I mean, the opportunity is here. It's right here. We got to see if these capital flows are going to flow into the uranium space, mostly into gold, which ultimately drives commodities. We got to keep our eye on the gold to S&P 500 ratio. Because again, if this starts to come on over, we turn this ship, that's going to attract a lot of capital into the commodity space. And look what is outperforming gold right now. It's uranium, and URA is outperforming the uranium price, or it could be set to, right? So that's the bull case, guys. I hope this was helpful. Drop me a like, drop me a comment if you have any questions, and I will see y'all in the next video.